Thank you so much. Did y'all get my point about having them do something for 30 days before they go to rehab? My reason for doing that, sometimes I put people into a treatment center or a rehab, but I talked about the 4 stages of readiness, and they're not even on the continuum. Now, I really do think that they got a wake-up call seeing themselves on screen today, don't you think? Because I think both of them were like, oh my God. And it's hard to imagine that you can live a certain way without any self-awareness. But I made the point that we sometimes miss the fact that people can do things that are so egregious and not have a reaction to it, shame or guilt or concern, but we don't realize that they're not there when it happened because they're blacked out. So they miss a lot of the drama. And so they don't realize what everybody else is seeing. My dad was a terrible alcoholic, and I didn't drink at all, and don't drink at all. I haven't had a drink in 50 plus years, probably because he was such an alcoholic. I'm sure it was psychological, but I tried to get drunk in high school, and I would get a hangover while I was drinking. It would be like somebody hit me in the head with an axe. I couldn't do it. But he would get drunk and like tear the house up and kick all the windows out, and then wake up the next morning like, hey, how's it going? He had no idea what happened the night before. And so he wouldn't have the emotions that would go with it. And that's what's happening with these guys. They're missing what the 6-year-old is not missing. So sometimes realize you might have family members that their emotions seem inappropriate. They weren't there. And what I want to do in this 30 days of them seeing therapists is to reconstruct some of this history so they get the gravity of what they were doing. They came here today intending to go home with their daughter. That was their intention. They intended to go home with their daughter. And I asked him one scenario. She comes to you in the middle of the night with a fever, what happens? You wake up in the morning and she's dead beside your bed. That's what happens. They just never thought through it. I mean, the very fact that they thought they should have her back is prima facie evidence that they shouldn't have her back, right? That lack of judgment, that single fact alone disqualifies them as parents, that their judgment is that poor. So that's why I want to do that reconstruction. And then if they do that, fine. But I wanted them to sign, that thing expires in 11 days. I wanted it extended through next May, or I'm taking the child out. And if they were going to get snippy and say no, but they didn't. So I think they're leaning forward. So we'll see.